Safety, environment, compliance, and then the bottom line, and that's what's important to us.
One of our visions here in Chevron Niugini is to leave a lasting legacy for the people of Papua New Guinea.
Since the development of first commercial oil in 1992, Chevron Niugini has become a successful business. It has one of the best returns on investment within the Chevron family of companies. It also contributes almost 1/3 to the gross national product of Papua New Guinea. Just as importantly, Chevron Niugini is seen as a role model for other companies seeking to develop resources in environmentally sensitive areas. An important part of Chevron Niugini organization is the community affairs staff. We help the excellent performance of Chevron Niugini in 3 important ways. We manage the expectations of landowners, the PNG government, and the joint venture partners. We improve the quality of life in the project areas by facilitating the delivery of services. Most importantly, we ensure that we leave a lasting legacy in the community.
Long after first oil, we want to make sure that people have a way of lifestyle that has some quality about it, improved health, improved education, and that they have business opportunities that are sustainable. And that's quite important to us because we can't operate an oil field out there without the buy-in of the people, and we understand that quite clearly. They own the land will be there with them forever, for future generations, and they need to preserve that. And so we need to work with the people. Also, there's very obvious reasons. If they're not happy with us, they can stop a project quite easily as well. With those factors, we think that community affairs, government affairs, is a very important element of our business unit.
Our role is to maintain good working relations with the community so that the oil flow is not unnecessarily disrupted. And since we have had the first oil in June 1992 up until now, we've not had a single day of shut-in, as you would have heard happening in other resource projects in Papua New Guinea. And to achieve that, we have certain programs in place which Community Affairs administers.
Our overall strategic vision is to establish a sort of a triangular relationship between the landowners and the Kutubu joint venture, which includes ourselves and our joint venture partners, and the government. And the main areas that we establish our goals within that vision is to manage expectations. We want to make sure that the company's expectations of the landowners are met. We want to make sure that the landowners' expectations of the company are met, and those of the government in relation to both the landowners and the company.
This is a critical part of our business, and it takes a well-organized team. Community affairs is composed of 7 key groups: public health, community development, business development, agriculture, education, lands, and industrial relations.
Papua New Guinea is a very diversified country. 4 million population is spread from the coastal areas to the highlands to the mountains, and there are pockets of populations that are spread in different areas. There's very little infrastructure available in this country. As a result of it, there were not enough services that could reach the people living in the remote areas. Our role is just to assist the government with our resources and with our technical expertise to help them implement their services and extend them to the remote villages.
Another way Community Affairs is forming a partnership with the PNG government is by helping to set up village health centers. A classic example of this working partnership is the immunization program. Government officers were brought in by us. We subsidized transport and accommodations for the health staff. Community development is a critical area. We must work effectively with the communities in our project areas. Chevron works with these communities to develop projects that are important to the local people. Hydenia village is in the area of the Southern Highlands controlled by the Faso people. Easy access to clean water has always been a problem in villages like Hydenia. Solving this problem was the best use of resources available from the Kutubu project. The result was the installation of a gravity water supply system. The Community Development Program is not a giveaway program. It makes resources available to solve problems that the local people believe are important.
One of the things that I'm looking at is maybe encourage more water supply projects, put up southern cross tanks, more proper church buildings, you know, something that people will see and be happy about and said, okay, let's have a different view about Chevron. Chevron is there for us, and it's not just coming to, you know, just get our oil and, you know, just run away from us, but actually it's putting back something into the community.
Business development is another area where Community Affairs is trying to be proactive. We are creating business opportunities that will be sustainable long after income from oil has been depleted. One way is to help develop opportunities that bring in immediate income but have long-term possibilities, like the Foy de Gasso sawmill, owned by the landowners in the Foy tribal area.
The sawmill is owned by landowners of the Kutubu oil. And actually I am selected by the people to be the managing director of the company, to be in charge of the operation. I am just a custodian or a caretaker of the business of the people. And I'm actually paid for the job I do. And our aim is to generate some money for the people, for the landowners, by doing operations like this sawmill here.
We got two main tribes here, the Faso and the Foy. And what we tried to do is to identify opportunities where they can participate directly in contracts with Chevron during construction and now operations phase. But secondly, we try to identify where they can work in non-project type business opportunities. This is an example of a non-contract business opportunity.
What I do is to provide advice to the farmers in the villages on whatever agriculture activities they're engaged upon. Basically, the people here of Kutubu, we have two groups of people, that's Foy and Faso. They're hunters and gatherers. The Foy people, they've caught up with the concept of making garden in one place and living off that garden, but the Faso people, they still hunt and gather. So what I do is to tell them that it's good to have a garden close by your house where it's easy to get food for your family and yourself instead of going off into the bush for like a week to look for greens, vegetables, or any other food for that matter. When the oil is gone, they will have something to fall back on to maintain the kind of living that's changed since the advent of the oil industry here.
Now people have picked up the skills and are gardening, improving their nutrition and providing cash crops, some of which are sold to the Kutubu project. The Moro Agricultural Research Center has provided coffee seedlings to local farmers. The result is the beginning of a new industry where none existed before, and a boost in local nutrition, impacting health as well as business development. Education is important to Papua New Guineans. They realize that education can help to improve their lives. Community Affairs is working with the area people to build schools.
First stage was funded by the government through National Department of Works. Teachers and students, we've been living down at the temporary facilities across the other side, the Kikori Community School and now primary school. We've been living there for 5 years. And then second and third stages are now being funded by Chevron government and then Chevron through tax credit scheme. So that is being worked on and is moving fast.
Another way Community Affairs is helping out is the CODE program.
CODE stands for College of Distant Education. Actually, it means that it's education at a distance level. It's not in organized or established places like you've got classrooms and teachers and so forth. It's run in remote areas. We stay in one place and then go around to the remote areas, to the villages where the students are and try to get them educated at that level. But still they're doing the same sort of work as the high school students who are selected and they enter established school, secondary school. The code program is for those students who have been left out and have not been selected by the system, education system. They are left out.
The land of Papua New Guinea is some of the most beautiful in the world. It is also central to the lives of the people who live here.
The land is passed down from the father to the son, and along that trend, you know, the ownership is passed down, and we have to deal with the landowners through that system.
Whenever we go into a new area, these are the frontline guys that go out and assess who are the landowners of that particular area or facility that we're going to be constructing. They identify what sort of compensation will be paid to those landowners for any trees that are cut down or any infrastructure that needs to be built and damage done to vegetation as a part of that process. They also play a very important role in terms of keeping track of the flow of benefits to the landowners in terms of royalties, in terms of dividends arising from their equity in the project, and any other compensation or annual rental payments that are made for the use of their land.
The Namapro Landowners Association is a political body that represent the landowners, the developer, and the government. Whatever issues that the people have, they come through the association as a mouthpiece. So when they have any problems or any issues that they would like to discuss, they then take it to this body. Then we then bring these issues with the developer and with Chevron, and then we all sit down together and discuss what things that will benefit the people, and as well as the developer and the state as well.
Chevron Niugini attempts to place as many local people in jobs as possible. The industrial relations section helps to negotiate labor issues.
My job involves hiring local labor on the rig sites and attend to any industrial relations problem that could be on the project and any other seismic program or other project that Chevron does. So my job mainly involves going out to the villages, hiring laborers, any community relations work that I can do. See, everybody wants to work, but there's not enough jobs that they can do. So then you go back to the nitty-gritty, back to the village. The elders and the leaders, they decide. I give them a quota, and then they decide on who could go first.
Chevron Niugini has done an excellent job balancing development with concerns for this delicate environment. Part of our efforts involve a unique partnership with the World Wildlife Fund.
This is a very exciting collaboration between Chevron and World Wildlife Fund. It's the first time in the world that a major conservation organisation and a major oil company have come together to try and bring about some great conservation outcomes and some sustainable, long-lasting benefits for local communities. If we're going to look after our rainforests around the world, we've got to make a difference in places like Papua New Guinea. But also Papua New Guineans who have a special relationship with their environment, who live on their custom lands, depend on the health of the environment for their livelihood. Foods, materials, medicines, all come from those forests and are important to the people. So people's well-being depends on a healthy and clean environment in Papua New Guinea.
We have a responsibility to the environment in which we work and to the people who own the land. The third critical part of community affairs is developing and maintaining a partnership with the government.
There is a need for maintenance of good relationship with government, not only at the national level, but also at the provincial, the community, the local government level, and so forth, with provincial leaders, with local politicians, with community leaders. This require a lot of work. They require a lot of time and resources. They require active and continuous working to sustain and to maintain that cooperation.
The men and women of community affairs are an important reason that Chevron Niugini is a success. They deal with difficult issues with dedication and hard work.